Hey, welcome to the Royal Word. And today we are going to discuss mindset. And what brought this conversation up is what Deion Sanders said about when he recruits. So let's get into it. So let's go over what he said first of all. So
Yeah.
We want mother, father, dual parent. We want that kid to be 3, 5, and up because he got to be smart. Not bad decisions off the field at all because he has to be a leader of men. It's so many different attributes and what we look for when we see a quarterback. Different positions are different. Like O lineman, I look for dual parent homes,
Right.
a strong father that they adhere to,
Right.
Smart kid, at least 3 and above.
You're also describing Hurts.
Yeah,
as well.
tough.
I mean,
Physical. Offensive line. My defensive line is totally opposite.
what do you mean?
Single mama, trying to get it. He's on free lunch. I'm talking about just trying to make it. He trying to rescue mama. Like mama barely made the flight.
Trying to get out.
So Deion Sanders came out, he was on a talk show and was like, what is he looking for? And he had a difference between some of his skill players like quarterbacks and his defensive and offensive linemen. So like he said for his quarterbacks, he's looking for a dual parent household, a 3.5 GPA, no trouble, because he's looking for somebody who's highly intelligent, a leader of men who knows right from wrong, knows how to stay out of trouble, and a basically a more well-rounded individual. And we can get into the two-parent home household thing in a minute. And then he said for his defense offensive lineman, he was looking for a single mother type of player that comes from a single mother on basically financial assistance with the free lunch and stuff like that. And he wanted somebody who's hungry, who's going to come out there and get it, who's just doing anything they can to get their mom out the hood. So this brought up to like a mindset, and it's like, why is that? Studies have shown that a two-parent household has made, I'm not gonna say softer people, but more rounded people who have a different outlook on life and they become more of like the businessman type, where studies have shown that people come from a single mother household is more likely to get a little bit of trouble, got a little more aggressiveness to them. So that's what all he was really saying, that in order to play low, like defensive line and offensive line, you need those hunters, those dogs. That is a different mentality than it takes to play some of those other positions that are more in the spotlight. Have to be people look up to. Like, I'm not saying he wants some killers on the line, but that's the type of mentality that you need to be extremely effective at those positions versus being, thinking about others, having more emotional intelligence. Not saying these people can't possess those traits, but the likelihood of them having it's just a little bit less, just a little bit. So it just keys to look out for when, like I said, he's recruiting. He's trying to do it the most effective and most efficient way for his program. So it's just sociological traits that have developed in our society, which is, I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but I just give the man a little slack. He's not wrong. And is there some things that probably shouldn't be said? We can teeter on that. But hey, if this is what it takes to win games, this is what he has to do. And if you if you are appalled by this, you really don't know the game. And if you feel like the game shouldn't be like that, then stop demanding for it. Stop looking for people who can hunt. Like you are hunting another man when you're on that defensive line. So really different mindset that it takes to play those positions. And just also to get into mindset. I mean, this world is changing, and I really feel that with good prosperous times, you make softer individuals. It's like you have a lot of kids who don't know how to go out there and cut wood anymore. I mean, what we do if we lost all power and we had to cut wood for the wintertime? It's like people will not survive. We don't have any warriors anymore. And just by growing up in the 2A community over the last 10 or so years, a big saying is be a wolf in a pack of sheep versus being a sheep in a pack of wolves. That saying is so strong because you don't want to be food, You don't want to be in a situation where you're food. You want to be able to in a situation where you can thrive and defend yourself. You can become the leader. You can be kind, caring, and soft when you need to, but also you can fight. You can do what it needs to do to survive, because you're not the only. Your family is dependent on you. This is just not. I'm not talking just to the men, not just to the women. I mean, you have people who depend on you, and it's crazy. I mean, I remember like my dad was telling me, female animals are some of the strongest animals out there. It's because they have a natural instinct to be able to protect their young. Like, look at lions. Who does the most hunting? The females. Look at a female dog. We're not condoning dog fighting, but who are some of the best dog fighters? Are female bred dogs, because they have a natural instinct to survive and to protect. And the same comes with humans. Get between a mother and her child, you would think the Hulk just got loose. But it's true. So we have these natural abilities to defend ourselves and to protect our young and the people that depend on us. So let's instead of trying to subdue it, let's embrace it and learn to control it. It's a saying that also goes right along those same lines. It's an old Japanese saying. It's great to be a warrior in a garden and not a gardener on a battlefield. Which we can take this even further back to the Spartan ages, to King Leonidas, when the Persians invaded and he met up with the Greeks, and the Greeks had this large army, and they said, "This is all the men you brought?" Because he only brought 300. And the man said, "What do you do? What do you do?" And King Leonidas said, asked the Greek army. The Greek army said, "I'm a farmer. I'm a masonry. I'm a blacksmith." And he actually turned around and asked his army, "What do you do?" "We're warriors. We fight." He was like, "I brought 300 warriors. You brought 300 workers." I mean, more than 300, thousands of workers. So what happened? They held off the Persian army for huge times because they had better tactics, better skills. They're better equipped to do the job. Once again, mindset. So they bred these people with a mindset that was greater than others. And so all this is turning into an aspect of, it was a video out of these Chinese kids in the Asian community breaking down, field stripping handguns, right? And it was said that why are kids getting taught this? To me, it's a great example of preparing for the future. These kids are getting introduced into firearms for a couple reasons. One, so they don't develop a negative stereotype about them. Two, they're not scared of them. Three, they're familiar with them. And four, to become proficient with them. All these things you need when your country is trying to become a world power. So they're developing a whole generation of warriors. So if a war or something breaks out, they will have a generation of warriors. We'll have a generation of accountants. You know, it's like, I know worlds are changing with technology and stuff like that, but troops will never die. That warfare is like, okay, after you nuke somebody, after you drone attack somebody, who's going to go in and do the cleanup? Exactly. So these troops will never die. And you have a generation of warriors and a generation who's more proficient at something, they become stronger. And we're losing that battle because I believe we have a weak mindset. In I know mental health is a big issue, and we're having a lot of issues with violence and crimes. That's because this is personal opinion, not based off of facts, but I really believe it's because we're raising our kids off of a tablet and we're not doing it personally. And that a lot of people, like from my generation, were raised so softly that they can't teach their young how to survive. It's like there's a big gap. Like my generation has been failed. The boomer generation has failed us. So we need some great grandparents to instill upon all our knowledge as they can, because this is the time to come together and work together, not and develop our skills and grow. Because without growing together, it's just gonna be bad, man. So that's my little tangent on mindset, man. You gotta get your mindset right. Like you have to know what makes you happy. You have to know what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go. Without having this self-awareness, you're hindering yourself from growth. So I encourage everybody to work on themselves first before they do anything else. It's just like if you're a man and you're broke, you're never going to be 100% there because you're focused on getting to the bag. Like things don't mean the same thing. It's like you care less until you get to where you need to be. So get that mental right, man. That mental is an amazing thing. Once you get that mental right, you can do a whole lot. Things come easier, man. Like just sit there, pray on it, meditate on it, have some self-awareness. Like get that mental and stop bashing people for having a good understanding of mental and what different situations will do to somebody. It's like having that mental intelligence is key too. Also, a great leader has great emotional intelligence because they can understand people a lot better and know how to maneuver in different situations. So, man, y'all just, be gentle with it, but also work it, man. Get that mental right. All in all, check out merch on the site. We had the Pew Pew video up. Check out the review on that P365 great everyday carry, one of my personal favorites. We got some more coming, so drop comments, like, subscribe, let us know what you want to see, any other topics. If you want to be a guest, hit the email or visit the site. We have a opportunity to fill out some forms and you can get some ideas, questions communication that way. Like I say, drop comments. I get back to everybody. If it's in another language, I'm sorry. I'm not that proficient in other languages. So you get a like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get back with you somehow. So, but anyways, like, subscribe, put a comment down there. Follow us on IG, _Royal Family. And follow for the best, man. Pre-orders are on the way out. Next quarter, we got some more merch dropping. So look out for that. All right, we out, fam.